Episode 3 of this England save, and one thing I want to be clear on around the achievements that we've got and done, they're great. But they need to be it at the end of the calendar year. That is the criteria. They can't just be it for a week. And luckily for us, we are the #1 ranked test team in the world at the end of the season, and we have the #1 batter in T20 cricket. Sitting high and pretty at world #1 in tests, #5 in ODIs, and #2 in T20s. Batting wise, nothing to see here until you get to Josh Buttler being top of the world rankings for batters in T20 cricket, and nothing to see with the bowlers. It's literally Indian dominance. And I have built a quick dashboard to be able to work through our progress over time, which shows the test ranking, ODI rankings, T20I rankings. This is a line graph, and every single year it'll be able to go out and you'll be able to see teams' ups and downs along the way, and where we've finished in the different competitions. So currently 5th in the Test World Championship. We've won the T20 World Cup, and the ODI World Cup is to play this year. It's got all our test match performances. So we're a very good test match team. 66.67% win percentage, 75% of the series we've gone and won. But ODI cricket is definitely the gap. 27.27% win percentage and 40% in ODI cricket. And we have got some big stuff coming up. We're playing the West Indies in 3 ODIs. And ODIs, as we've said, is an area that we've got room to grow into, I think is a nice way of saying it. We've still got to work out who our best team is. We've then got Ireland for 3 ODIs. So there's a chance we could win 4, 5 or 6 games there, or we might make fluff of it. And then we get into the big stuff. 5 test matches against India at home. Always a huge series. ODI and T20 series against South Africa, before finishing off with 3, second time they're over in the season, 3 T20Is against the West Indies. So lots of white ball cricket for us, and the rationale for that is we go to New Zealand next episode and do the same. Then we play the Ashes, one-day cricket against Sri Lanka, before India-Sri Lanka World Cup. So next episode is the Ashes and the T20 World Cup. But this one is about white ball cricket and beating India. ODI cricket has actually been quite reasonable with the bat. It's the ball that we've struggled. And we can see here we've got a lot of fine performances. Sam Haines averaging 53.60. Josh Buttler ranked #1 in world in T20 cricket, averages 53 here. Joe Root 52, Ben Duckett 58, Jimmy Rue 42. So there's 3, 4, 5 of your top 6. And you probably want a Phil Salt thrown into the mixer and a Ben Stokes. And looking at the bowling, it's all about positions for me. You've got your opening bowlers, and I generally use them at the death as well. Who's your first change? Who's your 5th bowlers? Well, Josh Tong has got 20 wickets at 27. Gus Atkinson's got 13 at 21. So you've really got to be looking to give them the new ball. Particularly looking at this, our 5th change bowler's averaging 40. And our first change bowler's averaging 48. So we've got to make most of the time up front. First change bowler Ben Stokes is the best. Moeen Ali, we've got huge gaps there. But as the 5th choice bowler, Matt Parkinson has been pretty reasonable but slightly expensive. And we're going for a little bit of change. Bryden Coss is coming out the team, and Tom Price, who we've given an opportunity to, is coming in. Rationale, just looking at guys who have a decent economy rate. I'm going to try and shore up that economy rate with those 3rd and 4th bowlers. Price is going to be the guy coming in. Wood and Archer's there looming over. We've given Archer a run out in different formats and it's not quite worked. But he is going to come in the squad here. And there's a bit of spin in the wicket, so it is going to be a Matt Parkinson coming into the team. Not quite sure where I'm going to fit him in. The other question we've seriously got to ask pretty soon is Ben Stokes a genuine 5th bowler in this format? So we are going for quite a lot of change here, actually. Parkinson's going to play. He's going to be the 5th bowler. Stokes is going to play. Atkinson and Tong with the ball. Archer, first change with Stokes. Jimmy Rue moves up 1 to 6. He's averaging 42 in his career. Stokes good. Sam Hain very, very good as well. I am just going to switch these around. I think I was batting Hain at 3 previously. Also, no Harry Brook. He's been very poor for us in any white ball format, so he's gone on his way. Bairstow drops to the bench, even though there's good strike rate there. Same with Will Jacks. So big series. 2 big series. Chance to pick up 6 victories. That's a good way to look at it. And Win Predictor has got it bang in the middle. And we lose. The problem is our bowling, because the batting again was very good. Duckett 63 of 69 was great. Century from Root at a runner ball. Butler going at better than runner ball for 87. This was a very, very good batting performance with acceleration towards the end. But we just lack firepower completely. And the West Indies, well, they just went along with us, and then it got to the 30th over and they were so far ahead. Big partnerships up front. Maybe I need to be more aggressive to try and take wickets at the start, and that is what we're going to do this game. And we win big. Ben Duckett, 138 off 139. His form in one-day cricket is quite incredible. Possibly the best player that we've got on the game at the moment. Sam Hain with 50, Butler with 45 off 19 again. Over by over. Little dips, but it was good. But the bowling was the difference here. We had them 2 for 35. They had a good opening partnership again. But back-to-back wickets in the 8th and 9th over. We kept the aggression up actually quite a lot, and it was only during here that we started to roll back a little bit. But that's a really good performance. Puts us on the cusp. I don't say it. Another series victory in one-day cricket. We've actually dropped down to 82 points, how bad that loss was. One-day series, 1-1, lost 2, so we can't really be going around saying it's another series victory. But Ben Duckett up to 5th in the ratings. There's a chance. If he keeps that good form going, we could tick off another achievement. Ben Stokes as the 5th bowler isn't quite working out for me because he's going at 7s. He's quite expensive, so I'm going to give Tom Price a go. Jimmy Rue very unluckily drops to the bench, and I think we leave everything else as it is. I have been impressed that we actually took some wickets in the power play. That was a good change. And we've done it. It's another good performance with the ball, and it's another Ben Duckett masterclass. This time 135. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last 15 innings in one-day cricket, there is 5 centuries to his name. He's now averaging 57. He was outstanding, held us together, and the ball just did enough. It's not like we had a plethora of wickets, but actually the extra aggression has given us better economy rates at the top. 3 for Jofra Archer in the middle role. Matt Parkinson, that's probably his best return. Tom Price with a couple of wickets does give us a 2-1 series victory. And there's just a lot to like about this lineup. Joss Butler averaged 148. Duckett 112, Root 50. Sam Hain slightly down, Phil Salt slightly down. Maybe Salt's just a T20 player on the game. Ben Stokes averaging 25 with 100 strike rate at the end. I can take that. And with the ball, other than Ben Stokes, we've got everyone's economy under 6. And look at that. We have now won 2. Yeah, the 2 series we've won against the West Indies, and we got mauled 8-0 against Australia and India, but I feel that's the best improvement we've seen. And Australia have gone and won the World Test Championship. We end up finishing in 6th. That's the ODI Championship. This game does frustrate the hell out of me. It is so poor with its stats. It's dreadful. Like, there's so much it could be. And then it does things like, hey, we're just not going to tell you about that thing. Oh, you know, what's that? Test World Championship, one of the key things. You just can't go in and find things that you want to see. But they go and beat New Zealand in the final. New Zealand rocked out for 183. Pat Cummins, King Cummins with 5. Australia go massive. Marnus and Cam Green scoring tons. But they do have to bat again. Australia score 371. Tom Latham batting down the order with 128. Ben Duckett now shining up to number 2 in the world rankings. So we go up for a 3-match ODI series against Ireland. Not heaps to play for, but we did lose points even though we just beat West Indies. We're only on 84 points now. Johnny Bairstow's improved his wicket keeping. Well, some would say it's about time. And I think we're going to go unchanged. The only thing we could do is look at Sam Hain. We'll give him a bit longer because he did do really well last year, but in other formats, he came in, started well, and kind of dropped off. Plus, we're a banana skin. We lost to Oman and Namibia in the first episode. Spoiler alert if you've not seen it. So we need to put in some hard yards and beat some of the smaller teams. Oh, we've just lost to Ireland. Oh my days, this game drives me absolute crazy some days. We bat brilliant and score 351 with Sam Hain scoring 141. And then Adam Rosley, 21 years old, who is now averaging 51 in Test cricket in 18 ODI cricket scores 131. And people were just getting spanked all over the park. And I had literally no answer whatsoever. We dropped more points. We're making a change. It's not going to be Will Jacks. I'm actually going with Reece Topley. We're going with just a really strong bowling unit. It's seamer-friendly conditions. We've lost the series to Ireland. They score 270 odd. Mumford scores more than a runner ball 100. Tong gets fifer, but everyone else is going around the park. And then our batting lineup just capitulates. Root and Salt with nothing. Duckett and Hayne with great efforts. But going with one less batter really caught us short there. So we're 2-0 down to Ireland. I've just not quite, whatever it is, I've not quite got it. Okay, so we've rolled back. We've found on the internet from 2006 some tips from the actual cricket captain manual. And it says, bowl outside the off stump and use defensive fields if they're getting away. If you don't take a wicket often, it's worth taking the risk to be more aggressive and slow down your opponent's scoring rate. It's often worth taking the risk to be more aggressive. Whatever we're doing is just not... It's not the place to be, is it? We're going with a Will Jacks at 7. Gives us a bit more depth with the batting. But he has been good for us in other formats. Okay, we win the dead rubber. Salt scores his second... No, he scored a 94. A great century. Duckett didn't really get going in this one. We bowled them out. We bowl really well. I don't know where this has been. I didn't do anything different here in the opening. We had one over that went around the park. We kept the aggression up pretty much throughout and bowled really well. Will Jacks was brilliant with 3 for 27. Also, Matt Parkinson went at 3s. So, completely different performance from the team. We lose the series 2-1. We're down to 8th. We're just going in the wrong direction and we've got a World Cup coming up at some stage. Just incredibly poor with the ball. Jofra Archer went to over 6s for no strike rate. That's really poor. Will Jacks, great. Gus Atkinson, great. Matt Parkinson, overall 5.22, great. Tom Price didn't click. Only played in one game. But that is a massively disappointing series for us. So we end up going 3-3 against the West Indies in Ireland. Now, we do know we have been a good test match side so far. Beat the West Indies 2-1, Sri Lanka 3-0 at home, 1-1 against Pakistan, 2-1 win away against New Zealand. But like most formats, we've got a problem with the ball. And we will be doing it without a James Anderson who has, I believe... Oh, he's still available. Oh, there's life in the old dog yet. Let's keep him going. So he was good. Leach was good, averaging 19. Tong was good, so he's going to remain. Going to give Gus Atkinson another go. We only played him the 3 test matches. Worth another little look at. And again, we've got to look at Ben Stokes as a bowler averaging 40 in test cricket. Batting was actually very reasonable in test cricket from the 12 tests that we've played. Joe Root scored 1,000 runs last year for us, which was fantastic, average 52. Zach Crawley, 1,000 runs, averaging 43. Stokes was great. With the bat, Brook was okay. Duckett was good. Ollie Robinson averaged 34, can give or take that. We gave Hayne and Patel a good go. Patel looked like he was a really genuine player. Gave Josh Bohannon a go at 3. He averaged 59. Score of 105, a 9, a 14 and a 50. Harry Brook, though, there was hundreds. There was definite 100 action going on in the Pakistan series. So that's the squad we're going with. We've got a Duckett and Crawley. I almost did Patel, but Crawley's runs is just going to keep him in. Root, Brook, Hayne, Bohannon. Jimmy Rue comes in as keeper option, but Duckett can keep. Stokes, Atkinson, Tong, Topley, Anderson and Leach. Does give us a long tail. I'm quite happy with that. Rue coming in at 7 because this is an exceptional bowling attack. And Jimmy Anderson currently on 754 test wickets. That is quite incredible if we look at the most of all time, including retired. He's in second behind Murali. Can he catch him? Going to doing it on a turning. Who picks a turning wicket at home versus India? Absolutely no one. You either bat while it's cloudy or bat at the end if you choose to bowl first while it's ragging. Didn't work out. Chose to bat first, sorry. Jimmy Rue, 67 not out on debut. questions whether he should be at one more in the order. Starts for Brook, starts for Bohannon, Root, Duckett and Crawley, but Jadeja and Bumrah do us. Oh my days, we've been drilled by an innings. They go big. Jaiswell and Shubman Gill, I don't know how to get Jaiswell out. Literally don't. Also, I've found since the latest patch, the run rate that computer teams are scoring at is a little unrealistic at the moment compared to what other teams do outside of England in real life. Stokes with 4, he got the best of the bowling conditions when it was hooping round. Second innings, Crawley and Duckett were batting well. I went slightly more aggressive, and then we literally got rammed. Ajith ran with 7 for 32, ran through Root, Brook, Stokes, Rue, Atkinson, Leach and Anderson. 26 years old. That's quite incredible. 102 wickets at 16 in domestic cricket, but we got properly done there. Second test, overcast again. We're going to bowl first this time. Oh, we win. We win a belter, to be fair. 4 hours and 55 minutes lost, but it felt like more because every single session in the first 2 days was impacted. Kohli top scores with them with a couple of 65s. Jimmy takes 7 for 48. Exceptional bowling. Now 764 wickets, almost as good as 742. We get a first innings lead. Jimmy Rue, 54 not out. Looks the genuine deal. Root with runs. And then Jimmy Rue, 30 not out to win the game. It's a good performance. It's one apiece. And interestingly enough, the computer actually likes Sam Hain over Bohannon. Bohannon in a reasonably poor run of form in terms of test matches, that 100, and then not a lot in between. Is he going to be able to shine against this good team? I don't know. Sam Hain is offside preference, pace bowling preference, whereas Bohannon, spin specialist. I still feel there's weight in a spin specialist against this team, especially if he can get himself in. He could go very big. We also changed it to a bowling deck. Literally the first over of the bowling deck. What are you doing? This is either going to be a draw or we're going to capitulate. It's day 5. We've lost heaps of time to rain again. It's on even bounce turning. We've got a 46-run lead and 8 wickets left. We actually bat out pretty much the whole day. Quite interesting. We were never enough runs ahead because they had a lead to try and force a result. But Zach Crawley just scored 230 not out. Where's that come from, I hear you ask? I'm not quite sure, but when he goes big, he does go big, and that's exactly what he did. Joe Root, 92 not out. Shreyas Iyer, 211 not out for them. To say this was a bowling deck, it produced quite a stale draw. Test World Championship is back as well. There we go, we can see us. Why don't these games count? The update at the end of the series. Gus Atkinson, out of form, averaging 49, is gone from the squad. We're going with Matty Potts, who's got 44 wickets at 27 this year. But also Jack Leach has been quite ineffective, averaging 63, so Rian Ahmed is coming in. It's one apiece against India and we're just changing our bowling attack willy-nilly. And Josh Bohannon is going to lose his place. 42 and 39 last game. Spin specialist, seaming wicket, got out to a spinner. Bowled, clean bowled. Don't like that. Also don't like Harry Brook. Do in real life, but on the game he's causing me heaps of concern. Doesn't matter what the format is. It's not working out. It's going to be a bowler's deck, and we're going to be batting last on it. Going down to the wire. 56% of the time, India are going to win this. This started off with us on 8%. We're chasing 330 to win on a horrendous wicket, erratic bounce, turning, and we're only down to Stokes and Rue. 52 to win from the final session. Rue on 29 with Matty Potts. And Rue's gone. Rue's gone. We're down to the last wicket. 34 to win. And we lose by 27. Great test match. Usual frustrations about the computer scoring at 4 and over for some strange reason. And look at the difference in scoring rates. It's broken. If you're listening, it's slightly off. Zach Crawley has another good test match, scores 152, scores 59. He is in great fine fettle. A 50 for Harry Brook, but it just wasn't enough. I was impressed with Matty Potts coming into the team, hitting the ground running. That was actually really useful. He took 5 wickets, added value. Rian Ahmed, less value, went around the park. Sam Hain will retain the spot at number 3 as well. A well-made 64 in that run chase. There's a lot to like about that. Also going to make the move to bring Jimmy Rue up 1 into the top 6. Won the toss. We needed that. We're going to bat. We've smashed them. We have smashed them. Jimmy Rue's got a maiden test match century to his name as well. He makes 103. We get 286 in the first innings. Duckett was great. Lots of starts. Usual. Jasper Brummer picked up 7. He was brilliant. We bowled them out for 217. Rian Ahmed, welcome to the party. 5 played and missed. 6 for 33. Cleans up Iyer, Shedge, and then the tail. But I don't care. He still picked up wickets. We bat relatively well, but although increasingly slow, in more of a slow scoring game. But, you know, Joe Root 100, Jimmy Rue 100, nothing else in the team, which tells you how important that is. There's only a couple of partnerships making double figures, and we bowl out the financial juggernaut of Indian cricket with Josh Tong and Ben Stokes taking 4 to split the series 2 apiece. And there's a lot to like about what we've just gone and done. Zach Crawley, 565 runs at 62. Jimmy Rue, 434 at 72. Strike rates are abysmal for him and Root, but averaging 70, Root averaging 40. Ben Duckett averaged 38 with a high strike rate. Harry Brook, not sure what's going on there. Ben Stokes, not sure what's going on there. And Haynes and Bohannon, neither of them shone. But with the ball, I think we've come to the conclusion that Matty Potts is an international cricketer. He looks like it. 9 wickets at 19 here. He's definitely our pick over Atkinson now. Rian Ahmed. I'm all about strike rate most of the time when it works. But strike rate can be king for your spinner, and I want them to take wickets because I only bowl them in a set period of time, particularly somewhere between overs 50 and 80, but normally 60 to 80. He was great. Stokes ran through a team at the end. There's just good stuff in that, and we hold on to the number 1 spot. Zach Crawley is the number 1 batter in the world, which, if it holds true, will tick off another one of these at the end of the season. But that was good old-fashioned Test cricket. Still keeps us as a very, very good Test match team with zero Test series lost in 5 efforts. 10 Test matches won, 5 lost. Then we've got to go and get into a bit of ODI cricket, which has gone really well for us. So Rian Ahmed and Matty Potts are bowling really well in T20 cricket in domestic. So I think we've got to try and work out whether we can bring them into this team some way, somehow. Tom Price is going to miss out. Will Jacks filled a cracking role last time. So it's whether Potts comes in for someone else. We could drop a Bairstow. He's just carrying drinks. Safe to say this might be quite hard. South Africa 94 points and we're just down on 79. And the question is, we've put a spinning wicket on. Do we go with Jacks and Ahmed? I don't feel like we can go with both. So Matty Potts is going to get the nod. So a little bit of a change. Potts coming in. Jacks getting another game. Parkinson stays on the bench. Hain. Does the Hain train get in? I don't think he does. We're a 3-star rated team, so I've not improved us. And we win big. 291 for 6. It's not the biggest score we've ever made, but Ben Duckett with 99 again. Root with 82. So lots to like about that. And then with the ball, Josh Tong, 6 for 19. We take wickets early and often. And at one stage, Adam 5 for 34, so the game was done. But economy rates throughout was exceptional. Wow, that was a humbling. They get 300. You know, that's okay. Josh Tong was expensive. Archer was expensive. So was Stokes. But they batted well deep. And 300 is chaseable if you're not 5 for 42, 6 for 33, and are bowled out for 125. Decider. 1 apiece, 1 to play. 2 ODI series wins, both against West Indies. We've lost to Ireland, India and Australia. And South Africa win the series. We get 277. Will Jacks with 58 down the order. Stokes with 40. But not a lot going on. 277 was probably a bit generous for what we actually deserved. And when Markram and Van der Dusen got together, they scored well. They scored fast. They were never at any stage behind the game. Another series lost on 79 points in 7th. Really concerned James Rue had a exceptionally poor series. So did Ben Stokes. So nothing out your 5 and 6 hole. Salt only averaging 26. His ODI career so far with us is okay. It's not outrageously good, but much better with the ball. Currently number 2 in the world rankings for T20 cricket. We've had moments where we've been good, T20 World Cup, but we've had moments where we've been bad. Namibia and Oman losses. In terms of series, we just beat India away and we've beat the West Indies. We're on a winning train. Reece Topley and Gus Atkinson, the 2 guys that have been doing it with the ball, but Atkinson is not amazing, nor has Sam Cook been. So Sam Cook is going to get dropped from the squad, so is Moeen Ali. And what might be 2 quite safe picks, we'll see Rian Ahmed and Matty Potts in. With the bat, Butler and Salt's been good, Duckett's been good. Sam Hain averaging 36 but low strike rate. Bairstow's added value. Brook? No. It will see very left field, South African, loose deploy called up. He's been exceptional in domestic cricket. 154 strike rate, average 30 this year. Average 40 last year with a 178 strike rate from 33 games. So he's travelling the world. And Livingston, no thank you. And we will bring in Jordan Cox to the squad. First change bowlers average 24 for us with a 9 economy rate. So if there's anyone under 9 that you can bring in that could do a job, you're onto a winner. Moeen Ali, Adil Rashid. Well, we've dropped both of those. So we'll see a bit of Rian Ahmed, we'll see a bit of Matty Potts and a bit of Will Jacks. Spinning, wicket chosen. Not sure how that's going to go. Duckett at 3, loose deploy coming in on debut at 4, Bairstow 5, Smeed 6. We are a 4-star rated team, which is pretty useful. Doesn't like us though. And we do win, but it's because of Joss Butler. Nothing changes there. 95 off 51. Excellent knock. 1 drop catch. But who cares? Smashing it to the leg side. Just plethora of runs. Loose deploy 21 off 17. Tried to take his home, got out towards the end. With the ball, some good stuff. Spinners, 2 spinners in a team. It doesn't quite feel right to me. And I feel the balance of the team is off because of it. So it will be Lewis Gregory coming back into the team. Luckily for us, was 19 wickets at 20, strike rate of 13, 9.21 economy rate. He was very reasonable last year. And we beat them again. Ben Duckett with 99. He's exceptional cricket. He almost ticked off the bucket list of Test 100, ODI 100 and the T20 100. 36 off 19 for Johnny Bairstow. Loose deploy, scoring at a 192 strike rate. I like that. With the ball, early wickets. 3 for 24, 4 for 74. Puts us in control of the game at that stage. Rian Ahmed going at 12s. Slight concern. T20 World Rankings. If we can hold on, we are the number 1 ranked team in the world. The question is, do we do something with Rian Ahmed? Do we go with just Will Jacks? That's what I've done, so that's it. Decision made. Also, Will Smeed down the order's not quite worked out how I'd hoped. Actually, that decision, Will Jacks for Rian Ahmed, has dropped us to 3.5-star rated team. I can't believe we just lost that game. We hold them to 135. Outstanding with the ball throughout. Reece Topley at the top was brilliant. And I didn't do anything different here. We just kept losing wickets. And we ended up losing by 13 runs. But we do win the series. There's some good stuff to like about it. Strike rates are good, except Will Smeed was a disaster with the bat down the order. And with the ball, really, really impressive. We're still the number 1 team in the world. And going up against the West Indies next, the question is, do we make any changes? I think with the ball reasonable, Rian Ahmed may get another go at some stage. I think the answer is going to be no. I think I'm going to stick with what we've got. Bairstow's out for 11 days, so he is coming out the squad, which does create an opportunity for someone to come into the team. You know, looking at all of these, Liam Livingstone's probably the best guy down in that middle order role. Sri Lanka's won the Asian T20 competition. They beat UAE in the final. Let's just make a sweeping assumption that India... One of the terrible things about the game, you can't actually go in and see the competition, but in the group stage, Afghanistan scored 157 and India couldn't go and knock it off. UAE beat Pakistan. Again, another interesting result. They knocked off 182. And what it came down to, the Super 4 was Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, Pakistan and UAE. With Sri Lanka beating UAE by 14 runs in the final. So this is the team we're going with. Just Butler, swap these around. Again, I couldn't do load last T20 team. It just on international games, it just doesn't quite work between series. Cox is coming in at 6 for us. Not sure that that's going to work. Jax is going to retain his role. Gregor is going to retain. But we've got Rhea and Ahmed chomping at the bit to come in. Smash them. 188, Josh Butler with another 50. Lewis Deploy with 44 off 32. There was some acceleration here because he was ticking along quite slow. But Lewis Gregory, 24 off 9 at the end. We went big. Last couple of overs, made sure we got a good score. And just great with the ball. Power play wasn't amazing. But Potts and Gregory were with a pair of 4s each. Just in case you're wondering, we've topped 100. India down in 3rd as well. Josh Butler continues to shine, number 1 in the world in T20 cricket. Reece Topley is our best bowler with Lewis Gregory in 11th. County cricket fans will love that. Win again. 159. Not the biggest score, but we were 4 for 83 and we did get a 76-run partnership by Deploy and Cox, which was really good to see. Cox, 48 off 26, 184 strike rate. That's a really meaningful contribution in T20 cricket. But with the ball, we blew them away. 6 wickets in the power play. Atkinson and Topley were absolutely electric. 2-0 up. T20 is our jam. People find T20 hard on the game, but we are holding our own quite nicely. Will Smeed's going to come out and Liam Livingston's coming in at 5. And we win well. Salt and Duckett go big, 70 odd apiece, both scoring at massive 134. Is that 130? Seriously, is that 134, 154? What am I missing? That's wrong. That's not 134 strike rate. That's like 150. Game fault. But we bat very well. We bowl very well. 3 or 4 wickets in the power play. I think we got 3 in the power play. And then Lewis Gregory. Man, this guy's gold. Just gold. Consistently gold. I love him. 3-0 whitewash. Bit disappointing from Josh Butler, actually. Got 1 big score and then dropped off. Phil Salt was great. 100 runs at a 152 strike rate. Duckett was superb. Jordan Cox added value with Livingston. 280 strike rate from the 1 game that he played. But the bowling was very good throughout. Does mean at the end of the episode we're still the number 1 ranked test team in the world after an amazing 2-2 draw against India. Number 1 ranked T20 team in the world, and one day cricket exists and we're no good at it. We've got the number 1 rated batter in the world in test cricket still, but he's got to be there at the end of the year, end of the season, to get the achievement. Root is also in the top 10. ODI cricket, Duckett's in the top 10, but there's no surprise there. His form is outrageous. And T20 cricket, Butler's dropped down to 3rd. Salt is 6th. Duckett 11th. With the ball, Jimmy Anderson 6th best in the world in Test cricket and no one else there. ODI cricket, Josh Tong at number 6. And T20 cricket, Reece Topley is chasing Pat Cummins to be ranked number 1. So this is where we sit at the end of the episode. We are amber on being the number 1 T20I rated team. We've got to get through to the end of the season at 1. We're in play to have someone as the best test rated batter, and we're in play to have someone as the best T20I rated player. We are turning ourselves into a good team. We've already won the T20I World Cup. We've got a 66% series win ratio in T20 cricket, 60% in test cricket. We're undefeated in a series in test cricket. And in this episode, if you take out the calamitous ODI series against Ireland, we've had a really, really good one of it. We've beat the West Indies, lost to Ireland, drew a test series against India, lost to South Africa in ODIs, and then 2 victories against South Africa and West Indies to close out. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We'll catch you next time, where we hopefully will be able to tick off some achievements. Till next time.